Yo, you know music, right? The thing we listen to? It's been around for a long time, giving us talent like Beethoven, Michael Jackson, Ice JJ Fish. But when talking about music, we need to take into account the people that paved the way for others, people that walked so others could run. You see, before Lil Durk, King Von, and even the modern day MLK known as Chief Keef, there was another king of Chicago, or should I say, queen of Chicago. In the year 1887, on April 9th, out popped Florence Beatrice Price in Little Rock, Arkansas, which wasn't the best area since racism was still running rampant, but hey, it could have been worse. She could have been born in Detroit.
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything with that! No!
Music wasn't foreign to Florence's family. A matter of fact, Florence's mother was a music teacher who guided Florence's early musical training. Whatever her mom was teaching her paid off, since she gave her first piano performance at the age of 4 and had her first composition published at the age of 11. Props to her, because when I was 11, I was snorting rockets.
What's the Pythagorean theorem?
As well as her education, she attended a Roman Catholic Church high school until she graduated valedictorian at the age of 14. With her background being African, European, and Native American, her mother was worried that anything pertaining to a black racial identity would preclude or suppress her daughter's success. As a result of that fear, Mrs. Smith encouraged Price to blur racial lines and present herself as Mexican. Florence always wanted to be a musician, so naturally, after high school, she enrolled in the New England Conservatory of Music in Boston, massive two shits, then graduating in 1906 with honors and with both an artist's diploma in organ and a teaching certificate. Following in her mother's footsteps, she first became a music teacher. She was the head of the music department in what is now Clark Atlanta University. After meeting Thomas J. Price, a lawyer, in 1912, she married him and then immediately gave up her teaching position and moved back to Little Rock, Arkansas, her hometown. This presented itself to be the worst idea ever after they got there and found out she couldn't work because the town was more racially segregated than ever. After all of that and the unfortunate lynching of a black man in the neighborhood, they decided to go to Chicago. This is where prices rose, since she began a new fulfilling period in her composition career. She was a part of the Chicago Black Renaissance. She studied composition, orchestration, and organ with the leading teachers in the city. She published 4 pieces of piano in 1928. In 1931, the financial struggles and the abuse by her husband resulted in Price getting a divorce at age 44. Thomas dipped, leaving Price a single mother of 2. To make ends meet, she began working as an organist for silent film screenings and composing songs for radio ads. A whole month after she divorced Thomas, she married a widower named Pousley Del Arnett. What kind of French name is that? She eventually moved in with her student and friend Margaret Bonds, who was also a black pianist and composer. Together, Price and Bonds were unstoppable. since they began to achieve national recognition for their compositions and performances. In 1932, both Price and Bond submitted compositions for the Wanamaker Foundation Awards, with Price coming out on top, winning first prize with her symphony comprised of 2 flutes, 2 piccolos, 2 oboes, 2 clarinets, 2 bassoons, 4 horns, 2 trumpets, 3 trombones, a tuba, a tampanini, percussion, and lastly strings in E minor. Florence then proceeded to amaze everyone by becoming the first African American woman to have her music played by a major U.S. orchestra. Price composed over 300 works, 4 symphonies, 4 concertos, as well as choral works, arc songs, chamber music, and music for solo instruments, you name it. Being the first African American woman to finally be recognized for her talent as a symphonic composer, blessing the world with her other symphonies, such as Symphony Number 2 in G minor, which she produced in 1935, and Symphony Number 3 in C minor, which she produced in 1938 to 1940, and Symphony Number 4 in D minor, which was produced in 1945. In conclusion, Miss Price showed what people thought was impossible, and with that giving millions of African American women the confidence to join the music industry.
Minecraft dirt block. I look like a Minecraft dirt block.